Hello gamers, this is Brain from GameBrain.media, and we are going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3, where I encourage you to save and save often. I really want you to understand this. There are critical points in this game story where there's no turning back. So you need to understand that the game will be doing auto-save, but it won't be at the exact right moment before you enter a battle and get your ass handed to you, and there's no going back unless you play the last 45 minutes since your last autosave. So there's autosave, which is triggered by game increments, but you also have quick save, which is the F5 key, and I believe it's F8 or F9 to load your last quick save. So if you're entering a battle and you're afraid that you're gonna get whooped because you just ain't ready for it, then you hit F5 to quick save because there was no auto save. The auto save was 20 minutes ago, or 30 minutes ago, and you may not remember how to get back to where you're at right now. So quick save, F5, and you can always go back. And I didn't make a screenshot of load a save, but hopefully if you're staring at the screen for a moment, go look at it from the bottom up. I started labeling things as Act 2. This is the first time I entered Act 2, and I knew there was no going back to Act 1 because the game told me, hey, if you pass through this portal or this gateway, or if you cross this border, if you go through this door, whatever it was, you can't do anything that was in Act 1. Your Act 1 missions that are incomplete will be forever incomplete. Oh, crap. Alright, so like for Will, I didn't do the thing that I was supposed to do for Will in Act 1. Whatever that mission was, it was to kill the guy that he had a vendetta against, or something like that. Dude, the game's just freaking off the hook. It's like there's so many different storylines and forks and characters, and I've had a couple of different people in my party. It's not just the same 4 core members of my crew. So anyway, going back to the screen, or the image that's on the screen right now, at the very bottom left, Act 2. Okay, so I went to camp. I was 20 hours into the game. Then, at 2 hours or an hour later, I came to the Last Light Inn. Now, I deleted some autosaves that occurred in between those because they were kind of just irrelevant. It made sense to me to be able to jump from Act 2 beginning to Act 2 Last Light, so I don't have to traipse through the entire wilderness to get to the Last Light Inn. It took me an hour to get there, right? I was wandering around, I accomplished some stuff. There were autosaves, but I deleted them. I'm trying to keep things neat and returnable. And I'm trying to give things certain title importance so that I can come back here. All right, so when I went to the Last Light Inn at 22 hours, right? Look at the bottom left-hand corner. A2, Last Light Inn, 22 hours, 42 minutes. Well, shortly after that, Isabel. We encountered Isabel, and she died. She got killed. And I'm like, no. This can't happen. I knew that she was like a critical feature or a critical character in this story, and if she died, I would get blamed for it, or there's going to be some hell to pay. So I was like, nope. I could just sense that girl needed to live. So I jumped back to Last Light Inn, and I played another 20 minutes to get to Isabel. Now you notice A2 Isabel 23 hours and 7 minutes, then A2 Isabel saved is 23 hours and 23 minutes because it took me 20 minutes to go back, 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes to complete the mission, and saving Isabel's life and not letting her get killed by those freaking winged demons. So, You understand? I hope you're picking up what I'm throwing down. I know I'm belaboring the point, and you may not understand if you haven't played the game, but you need to start naming things. You need to create a lot of save points, manual save points, not just auto saves. But if you notice further up my list, there's auto save 0, auto save 1, quick save 0, and then above that is auto save 2, auto save 3, auto save 4, auto save 5. But in between, I made some intentionally titled save files, save points, because oh man, all right, let's just pick one. Moonrise first fight. Okay, so I'm at a place in the Moonrise portion of the map, and it's the first fight, and it started at 34 hours into the game. And then, I cross into the Shadow Curse lands. The game doesn't autosave. Now I'm at Moonrise Towers on the rooftop, 35 hours into the game. And then I have autosave, and I was fooling around and jacking around, and everything is very interesting. Eventually, I got to Act 3 after 37 hours, and I decided that it would be important to just go to Act 3. Once I tripped the trigger and it said, hey, you're about to enter Act 3 and you can do nothing. Everything in Act 2 that you have left undone cannot ever be done again. You're entering a new world. Okay? Well, I decided that was fine, but it was a pretty critical turning point. So I did a manual save. I gave it an important title, A3 Campsite. Just like I did with Act 2. When I entered the Act 2 campsite, I gave it a label. And I did a manual save so that I could go back there and just say, hey, man, clean slate. I'm going to replay Act 3. Or I'm going to replay Act 2. And I don't have to do Act 1 all over again. Although I left a bunch of what's called unfinished business in Act 1. So I will play this game again. I just wanted to give you the tip that you really should pay attention to creating manual saves along the way. Now, you'll notice in this list at the bottom left-hand corner, I have an autosave, then I have a quick save, because I was going to the Shadow Curse lands again for a different purpose. And then, I had some things going on with Verge of Shadows, Gauntlet of Shar, and my friend Shadowheart. And, I have a turning point where my character for Shadowheart chose Saloon, or Saloon, whoever you call her. But I can go back there, dude. I can go back, and I can start the Verge of Shadows, Gauntlet of Shar at 32 hours and 58 minutes, and I can replay the end of my character run where Shadowheart does not choose Saloon. She chooses Shar. And then we'll see how things play out from there. But just keep working your way up this list and reading the titles. I give myself a tag at A2 End, Moonrise Camp, and then A3 Campsite, entering Act 3. And then I got a couple of pretty riveting events, or pretty polarizing, or important story points going up this list. And then I get into autosave 2, autosave 3, then quick save 1, quick save 2. And now I've kind of like, I don't know which actual direction I want to go at this point. Do I want to go back and do all the circus stuff? I'm leaning towards no. But I'm about to jump into Worms Crossing, and whoa, it seems to be like there's some heavy duty stuff ahead of me. So I made a manual save point. All right, so I know I beat the stick, or I tried to beat you with a stick to try to give you the importance of saving, and saving often, and saving with meaning, and that means meaningful titles that recognize or will clue you into the fact that you're in Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and you only have a limited number of characters in your save file length, so you can't call it Act 3 where these things and happen and this, that, and another thing, and suddenly you're out of characters. It truncates your save file, and now you don't know what's going on. So you got to abbreviate your save files. Anyway, after a long day of fighting and saving, it's time to take a rest and just ponder the glory of this game. And Dame Aylin, whoa, she is so smoking. The Angel Wings, she's a badass. And then so is Shadowheart. Oh, Shadowheart. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Save and save often. GameBrain's gone.